it's not straightforward directly to me. It's hard to interact or sort of point finger or somehow condemn anything of that sort except you pray. So I pray that I will break the yoke of itinerary or the yoke of hatred that stands in my way, the yoke of obstacles that has built itself to stand in my way, that it may somehow, that God will respond and do something and stop them so many ways, and I can move on with my life. Just as I don't stand in that way, I don't plan anything against them. They have no right, or anybody has got the right to stand against me or to plan anything against me. So I'm standing in my right to sort of exercise these things, you know. So if anybody take these tests, in that sense and try to act upon it, you don't expect some sort of peaceful world. You expect violent, a very violent world, because they are doing everything to exercise to prove to you who isn't in their religion, no matter what the religion he might believe in. If he has the similar test, he's going to do everything because he believes that it's God. So he will do everything in the context of what his God has taught him to do. And these are the problems we face. Somebody snatched somebody's head, cut somebody else recently on an island. A British woman's head was cut off because of some religious crazy person who truly felt that he's a prophet. And he was following through, the wishes of which he will be able to fulfill the hopes and the dream he has for he has in this life. I mean, that woman you cut her throat, do you think that she hasn't got a dream too? But sometimes I don't blow it. I don't know. I can't talk much about that woman because I don't know what that woman even believed to. Maybe she even encouraged it for it to happen. I wish that isn't the case. In fact, I don't even think that is the case for her to encourage something to happen to her. But she's living her life. Nobody has the right to touch her, to cut her head off. But if we can do something about these things to stop it, we would have. So these are the dangers around our life, and the dangers are coming from some source, and the source is what I'm pulling out. The main source, I believe, is what I'm pulling out for you. So this text here in Deuteronomy 11, verse 21, 22, 23 is clearly saying something which really tells me, or a Jew person, to understand that, hey, do what you had to do because I wanted to do that. I give you the right to do that. You're worshiping me, you're serving me. Sorry, excuse. So you have to do that. In verse 23 it says, then the Lord will drive out all these nations from before you, and you will dispossess greater and mightier nations than yourselves. He'll give you everything. Power, he'll drive all the nations out. They're not worshiping me, they don't believe in me, they don't serve me. Why should they be there? So the authority, the sense of idea that you are unique before your God is there. You've got that. So, if we go 24, it says, every place on which the sole of your foot treads shall be yours, from the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river Euphrates, even to the western sea, shall be your territory. Anything your foot step on will be yours, because I'll drive everybody away. The whole world will be yours. You will achieve your heaven, because that's it. If a Christian or any religious person is talking about heaven, a place that belongs to them, that they are the inheritors that God is giving to them, their God is giving to them. What else do we think of? I thought of the same way. That's what I was thinking about. What about that next person who has achieved it? Hard work, they did all that, they built all they've built. Then I believe that my God is telling me that, okay, I'll take it from there and give it to you. Despite their hard work, they don't believe in me, so I'll give it to you. And then I'm glad and happy because they're going to give it to me. And those people I claim to be religious, I don't care about those people's life. Because just only for the fact that they don't worship. So if you're able to establish the knowledge that I put through, is it really necessary that God wants us to worship him? At that time, they have something that tells them that they are supposed to worship Jehovah. But was Jehovah even talking to everybody? He says it's there for the Jew. So obviously the Ammonites don't know Jehovah. Why should they worship Jehovah? So why would Jehovah turn around and strike them and say, you are not worshiping? They don't even know that they are supposed to worship you. If they knew you, or you made them know you, they will worship you. Now let's say in this generation also, is this from God? Are we sure? all the errors I've pointed out, do you think is from God? No. It tells us that it is something, documents that was there before. These were documents they had at that time, and we have got it in our hands today. Now, we claim to also build our faith within the same confines, and so somehow we deserve the same things that was happening at that time. So you are saying to yourself that, okay, somehow Jehovah says that all those things, he will give it to me, so I claim it. Okay, I claim it, I take it to be mine. You have it. Your claim is fine. You're going to claim as much. But how are you going to do that? At that time, he said he's going to give it to them. Maybe he was going to give it to them through whatever means. But you have to claim it. You have to exercise some foul means, or let's say some forceful means to get it, using all sort of things that you have to use to get it. Okay? And then you take it and then you say it's yours. You are to be blessed by that. Tell me, what gives you that sense of right thinking that even God said that? Did God really tell you? Did God tell you that you should worship him? Has he shown you ways to worship? You are doing all these worshiping things that you're doing is based on assumptions, your own feelings that comes to you, or what you felt that Abraham said to that person. That's not, because the documents are not straightforward. And with all these imbalances and incorrect things, you think that you are doing the right thing by believing that Jehovah has really given you the instructions to sort of do what you're doing, to take what belongs to somebody else that he has worked hard for. No. I mean, it's not realistic, but that is what happens. That's the situation, So he says here in 24, every place on which you step on will be to yours. 25, no man shall be able to stand against you. The Lord your God will put the dread of you and the fear of you upon all the land where you tread, just as he has said to you. Behold, 26, behold, I set before you today a blessing and a curse. I set before you a blessing and a curse. You can imagine. Today I set before you a blessing and a curse. The blessing, if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I commanded you today. That's a blessing. If you obey the commandment, then a blessing is there. And also he has put on you a curse. If you if you disobey, big time curse upon your life. You wish you were never born. You understand? So this is the boundaries, rules of engagement. These are the boundaries by which God was operating and ruling over the Jews, over the Israelis. And 27 says, the blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today, and the curse if you do not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside from the way which I command you today, to go after other gods which you have not known. Going for gods you have not known. As I said, it is necessary to know your God. You believing and not knowing God is pointless, it's foolishness. The idea of knowing God, it does matter. Oh, blessed is he who have not seen but yet believeth. You're taking it all in a wrong context. Blessed is he who have not seen but yet has believed. Okay, such a statement, whether it was said or not, or it was not said, that you should think about it, that you cannot end up believing something that you don't even know. Because he probably used that test, and it can be explained clearly to sort of understand why he should say such a word that blessed is he who have not seen but yet believe. Maybe it's a statement that you should clearly understand that, okay, he's suggesting to you that you have not seen, you who have not really seen anything, and yet you have chose to believe, you are blessed. You are blessed, but you must also know that there's a sense of risk, high sense of risk there, that you don't even know what you have believed. You don't even know what you are, your knowledge of God is about. So no matter how blessed you are, that if you're able to really believe, know that what you are believing is the right thing, then you will be blessed. Then you are blessed. There's also conditions there. But you may believe in whatever you want to believe in. If you don't, you believe it, then what you have believed